On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. Pivot!
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times. I'll tell you the story. I thought I was quitting. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team? I'm tired of your fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm going to do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action.
What the hell? Everything!
Oh boy! Hello. Welcome to the fucking Smit Hole. Hello. My name is Smitty. Welcome to the What the Hell Everything podcast. Happy cold. What the hell everything. It is the new vibe, man. Cold and what the hell everything. It is fucking, 27 probably, not even 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I haven't learned that Celsius conversion yet for my European friends, or everybody else that just uses the fucking metric system. Everybody else. Welcome to the Smit Hole, and welcome to the live stream if you are on the Patreon live stream. I am going to be switching some fucking things up starting today. I'll get into the kind of whys and what, all that shit a little bit later. We're going to just kick it off and have some fucking fun, but it is just going to be a little bit different. Still going to be doing, obviously, everything that I do for What the Hell Everything, plus more. And the reactions. That is something that I've been doing, the reaction marathons on Patreon, and I'm combining those two because I'm going to bring back the fucking fun. We're bringing back the fun. But, yeah, man, it is the new way things are gonna fucking be. If you are on the live stream, hello. Chime in on the comment section. You got a suggestion for something to react to. I do have everything kind of formatted as far as what I'm going to react to already, but I'm taking suggestions. I will have a Patreon interaction from Steve for a band called Leprous. Huh? That sounds fun, like to say that word. Speaking of words, I'd like to kick off the What the Hell Everything podcast with the word of the day. I didn't even get it ready to go. This is, didn't even get one single glimpse into the word of the day. What the fuck are we dealing with today? Vertiginous. Let's try this one. I'm looking at the pronunciation too. Vertiginous, right?
Vertiginous.
Fucking A. What does vertiginous mean? Is it like litigious? Something along those lines? Vertiginous? Liable. Ha! What did I fucking say? Ha ha ha! I know words, goddammit. What did I fucking say? something along the lines of litigious. What was it? Go back, motherfucker. Meanings and examples. Litigious. Liable or threatening to cause the dizzying sensation of vertigo. So not necessarily the same thing. I saw the word liable and jumped to conclusions, which is what I fucking do. But liable or threatening to cause the dizzying sensation of vertigo. Man.
Vertiginous.
Fucking A. It's like when you fall in love at first sight. You're like, I feel vertiginous. Shut up. Where the fuck does this word come from? Vertiginous, entered English around 1600 to 1610. It comes from the Latin word vertiginosus, meaning dizzy, and it shares the same stem as vertigo, a dizzying sensation. That's your root word, fool. A dizzying sensation of tilting within stable surroundings or of being in tilting or spinning surroundings. Looking out from the observation deck, the city's skyscrapers seem to rise endlessly into a vertiginous skyline. I fucking learned shit today. And, you know, as long as you're learning shit, you know, you will feel vertiginous, just dizzy with knowledge.
Vertiginous.
Stupid. I'm feeling vertiginous. All right. Let's kick off this motherfucking brand new What the Hell Everything podcast with a reaction to the Cranberries, which I have not done before.
What the hell, everything?
Are the Cranberries at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't feel like they are. I was just looking it up while that song was playing, and I don't think they are. It's fucking crime, man. Like, what is it? Where is this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction for 2023 that I did not watch? We'll get into that in a second. It's just something about fucking Disney infesting my rock and roll that I don't really know how to take. Who the fuck was inducted? Rage Against the Machine, finally. That is one that I don't know how they weren't a first ballot in the first place. When you talk about like influence and change in the game and just being complete fucking originals, man, and just ragers. Like Rage, there's never been, except for like Metallica or something, there's never been a band that their name has encapsulated what they're fucking about and what they do as much. It's like Rage Against the Machine, man. I was so fucking happy to see that they were in. But again, I didn't watch the fucking induction because I saw it was streaming at Disney Plus, and I'm like, oh, get fucked. I'm not watching that. Like, what was it? On Facebook Memories, it just popped up a few days ago. Something about Disney and Metallica. Oh, that's what it was. It was that movie with The Rock and Emily Blunt. I think it was Jungle Cruise, and it was streaming on Disney Plus, and I played it, and they start out with that fucking Miley Cyrus version of Nothing Else Matters, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to sit through a fucking Metallica in a Disney movie. It's just not happening. And I eventually went back and watched it, got over that initial, like, ugh, I don't know if I like that, but I don't necessarily want to watch the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on Disney. I don't know why. It bothered me as much as it does. But let's just go down through this list, shall we? I think I talked somewhat about some of these not that long ago. Missy Elliott, I don't know enough about her work in hip-hop to give really the opinion one way or the other. You know, I'm not educated on hip-hop as much as I could or should be. George Michael's in. I'll give him that one, you know. Willie Nelson isn't. No, wait a minute. Was Willie Nelson that got inducted this year? I was thinking of Dolly Parton last year. So Willie Nelson got in. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Willie Nelson is as country as it gets, you know. It's so weird that that so many different styles of music are getting incorporated into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some of it I'm historically okay with. A lot of hip hop, especially the early days, you know. But Willie Nelson, aside from like a lot of the duets, I don't know, he's kind of fucking rock and roll. What am I saying? Anyway, he's Willie Nelson and belongs in any fucking Hall of Fame that exists, really. Anyway, if there's a Great American Hall of Fame, he should be in that one too. Rage Against the Machine, I love them. The Spinners, I know that they were a fucking huge Motown band with huge influence. Of course, they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. DJ Kool Herc, I can't claim to know who the fuck that is. But it says here, he is one of hip-hop's founding fathers, as innovation and experimentation created the blueprint for hip-hop and set the stage for future artists and DJs to build upon. Sounds fairly influential. Link Ray, who I have heard of before. I don't think I've heard before. Maybe we could do a fucking reaction to Link Ray. Actually, we could do fucking reaction videos to all these goddamn artists on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that I don't know who they are. But anyway, I know who Link Ray is, but I don't know if I've ever heard him before. He was the original punk, according to this. The inventor of the power chord and the architect of a sound that laid the foundation for metal punk in every genre that relies on raw, untamed noise to convey its message. And that's what rock and roll means to me. Just that right there. Raw, untamed noise. Shaka Khan was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know her, and I know she was very, very, very influential. I don't know a lot of her music. Al Cooper, don't know who he is. Anyway, Bernie Taupin, I know that he worked with Elton John, songwriter, maybe producer, I'm not entirely sure. Don Cornelius from fucking, is it Soul Train? Yeah. So I'm like, there's a lot of those that I just go, okay, I guess I don't have the vast wealth of knowledge when it comes to those artists. And I don't necessarily have a huge wealth of knowledge when it comes to fucking Sheryl Crow. But I'm just like, what are you talking about? Oh, Kate Bush was in too. And of course she deserves to be in. She's an absolute treasure. But Sheryl Crow, I'm just like, what? Like, I've watched Sheryl Crow her entire career, pretty much, and I hear her fucking, what was that one song, her debut song, it's about having fun, all I want to do is have some fucking fun, and, I'm like, that was all right, but I can't tell you an artist that defines mediocrity in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame more than like Sheryl Crow. I feel like in hockey they let a lot of guys in that necessarily shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When I think of a Hall of Fame, like the base, it's very fucking elitist stuff. I know this. When I think of the Hall of Fame, I think of like Hall of Fames that are really hard to get into, like Baseball Hall of Fame, the fucking Football Hall of Fame, the American Football Hall of Fame. I feel like I gotta stress these things now because I have an international audience. But, like in hockey, fucking, you play for long enough, you're like, yeah, you're in the Hall of Fame. Oh, did you have fucking enough records, Sheryl Crow, to be in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because every other song I've heard from her, I'm just like, eh. I know that she's probably very influential to many, many people, I'm sure. But you just talk about fucking mediocre songs, man. Mediocre. When bands like the Cranberries aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because every song I hear from the Cranberries, I'm like, that's so signature, and it sounds so influential, and you can still hear the influence. When I hear Sheryl Crow, I'm like, oh, and I just think of that fucking picture song she did with Kid Rock, and I'm like, oh, gross, even more. Maybe it was the whole Kid Rock duet that fucking did it south for me with Sheryl Crow in the first fucking place. Anyway, that sounded very evil mastermind. I'm not masterminding one simple thing except what, Smith? Except why I keep closing out fucking YouTube. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that yet. We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready for that reaction yet. I saw some fucking bullshit post on Facebook. I don't know, at this point, it's a couple weeks ago. It's been a while since I've done a podcast. But it was something along the lines. I have to stress, that it was from a musician. And I'm friends with a lot of, local musicians on social media. My old radio gig, one of the things I did was produce and host two local music features. I did the Asylum for years, and then the Corner Bar, where that featured bands playing in studio, and then we were doing very cool recordings, live recordings at the bar with all these bands. It was pretty rad. So I know a lot of local musicians in this region in northern Michigan. So this particular post was from a prospective artist, an up-and-comer, so to speak. And it's someone that I like as a person, and I like their music by and large. I've given their music a listen every once in a while. This is the thing, too, when it's really, and you can lump in music with like podcast or other creator stuff, it's hard to pimp your own stuff, man. Really hard. People say let's put it this way. People say that they want to support it, and they will. But if it's not something they like right away, they might not give it much more than that. Struggling artists, so to speak. So this person posted something to the effect of, I hate it when people send me music saying, I think you might like this, and it sucks. And I was like, well, that was kind of a fucking dickhead thing to say, Because here's the thing. What if it was your music that you were, that somebody had, shared your music and said, hey, check this out. And they fucking hated it. Not everybody's going to like your shit. But just the very idea, first of all, that it could be your music that is being shared, and, that's point one. Point two is at least somebody was thinking about you enough and thought you might I'm trying to figure out the way that is not an asshole thing to fucking say, I hate it when people send me music saying that'd be, honestly, I think about that if I were to say, I hate it when people send me podcast stuff, thinking I'll like it, and then me just going, oh, this is fucking stupid. Sometimes it's the thought that counts, man, especially if you're a struggling artist. I'm just trying to figure that out, trying to figure that fucking mindset out, You gotta do what's the classic fucking term? You gotta treat others as you want to be treated. That's exactly the fucking point, if L7 had people saying that about them. I don't know anything about L7. I heard my first L7 song, I think, the other day. And that brings us into this next reaction. Fuck yeah! That was honestly could be a prisoner of the moment, but that may be one of the more perfect fucking punk rock songs I've ever heard in my entire life. What was it, 2.5 minutes? You know what I mean? It's just everything you want in a fucking punk song, man. It was fast. It was political. It was fucking filled with rage. It was filled with just this fucking punk rock fucking attitude. I mean, it's redundant, but sometimes punk is the fucking best way to describe it. And when it's one of the more perfect punk songs you've ever heard, I qualify the word perfect when I'm talking about songs as there's not really anything you can do to make it better. You know what I mean? When you're making a fucking punk rock song, and especially within 2.5 minutes that cool as fuck suspect, that was so fucking rad and well thought out, as well as a lot of other moments in that 2.5 minutes, man. Fucking man, oh man, stiff little fingers, not sticky little fingers, but stiff little fingers. This is fucking hilarious. I don't know. I think there's video to go with this. Is this on an airport? Is this on an airport? It is on a flight. Man, taking a flight is now one of the just more, on top of the danger of flying through the sky in a man-made craft. Aside from that danger, you just got to deal with the general public. Thankfully on a flight, I've never had a flight diverted. I've never had anybody freak out on a plane. Thank fuck, the worst I've had was kids behind me just beating the shit out of my seat.
I'm pretty sure I uttered out loud. Hey, the new rule I heard on these flights is that if you're kicking seats, you can fucking throw them out the plane. You can throw kids out the plane now. I think that kicking stopped shortly after. But this woman pulls down pants during a Frontier flight from Florida because she got to go pay.
Everybody. Are you serious?
Did she just poop?
I don't give up. No, you. I gotta go pee. I don't give up. You never own me. Let me back.
We've lost so much. When it's not, clearly this is not accepted behavior, right? But the amount of people that just go off the deep end now is so much higher than what it used to be.
I gotta go pee. No, she's not with me the whole flight. The whole flight she's not with me.
This lady's basically a teenager, fucking, or a little kid. You know, I'm gonna pee my pants. Dancing outside the fucking bathroom door. The fucking audacity. Like, if you have to pee to the point of dropping trow and fucking pissing in the middle of the aisle on a flight, there should be some level of embarrassment. Like, I had to do it. I'm so sorry. There was no other alternative. But the fucking fact, because I don't even think she was down there long enough to actually pee. I think she just squatted. It looks like she just dropped a little, maybe a little pisslet there or something. But there should be some level of embarrassment. You can't get upset that people are pissed at you, that you're trying to piss on the flight.
Okay, it's so deep. It's so deep.
It's just the worst flight ever. Is she asking somebody for like a bottle or receptacle to pee in? I don't think so. Challenges of not being bilingual.
You stink more than me. Okay. You want me
Does she even get to pee at all during this goddamn thing? It's too much yelling. It's too much confrontation.
Yes, because you're not the owner. You're not a... I don't give up.
I honestly could have sworn I just heard somebody. I got to get off here. I don't think it works like that.
Me. And you're not the owner. You pay the same way I pay. All right, let's see what's up. All right, not the owner.
Just keep the aisle clear at this time. Appreciate it. Try to clear the aisle.
From the beginning.
She's so nice and professional. If everybody could just clear the aisle here so this lady could take a fucking piss.
Once clear, sir, flight transcript. Thanks for your cooperation.
That guy right there, let me back that up a little bit. This guy right here, sitting right in this aisle. That fucking mop of red hair. Where is he at? Right here. He's like, God fucking damn it. Just like everybody is in this flight. This is really happening right now.
Shit. You keep talking. And I'm gonna be nice. No, okay, me either. Me either. I don't care.
All right, it's enough. She's not even peeing. She didn't even pee. You know? What's the big deal? She didn't even pee. Shut up. It's time to stop this. She didn't even pee. What's the big deal? Honestly, the amount of people though that really, and it goes, doesn't even, you don't even have to be pissing in public really to make this point. the amount of people that will just go off the deep end for fucking no reason anymore is pretty astounding. I'm honestly impressed by it. If I'm being honest. Fucking people. All right, you guys, let's do some new fucking rock and roll. Oh my God. I just now. I just have Facebook and all the other social media is always up, you know. And there's this fucking chick that I'm friends with on Facebook. And I've seen this a lot. And I don't know, I don't understand it. I'm talking about why the fuck would you invite all of your Facebook friends to your wedding? You know what I mean? No, this particular person has been in like a lot of relationships. You know, you can tell over the years, you just can see this one didn't work for different reasons, and this one didn't work, and somebody who really wanted to get married, it seems like. Because as soon as it dropped, boom, here's my ring, everybody, woo, everybody's invited. And I'm just like, why the fuck would you do that? You know? Why the fuck would, because what did she create a fucking, like a Facebook invite, a Facebook event to her wedding? And everybody, I was invited. I'm like, I don't know you. Like, we're Facebook friends. Has anybody ever gone to a fucking wedding that you were invited to on Facebook or any other social media? You know, unless you somehow got invited to like this big soiree fucking wedding that was worth crashing. That's really how you just have a bunch of assholes show up at your wedding. Really? I feel like. Because, like, if you're not, I don't want to say it cheapens the wedding if you don't, like, send out invitations, you know? Maybe that works for some people, the Facebook invite. But, I mean, you got to be selective in who you're asking to go. I feel like you don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. How much is it an open bar? Because I'm capable of drinking quite a fucking bit, you know? Who the fuck goes? Have you ever gone to, I don't want to say a Facebook event because, you know, I mean, nobody goes to those. They say they will, but then they never go. But a wedding that you've been invited to on Facebook or any other social media? I'm going to say no. The fucking success rate is 0. Not one single fucking person is going to that. Hey, let's check out, I think it's an Alice in Chains cover, you guys. I think it's an Alice in Chains cover. All right, now let's figure out the rules to rugby. If you did not catch my chat with Claire on the internet, Claire Cullen from the Tri Channel, and she's got, her website, claire.com, I think is that name of that website. But you know, she does like tour itineraries for people going to Ireland. She does all these fucking fantastic videos. Anyway, I had her on and talking about rugby, and she did some fantastic World Cup rugby videos and things like that. And that was a sport that I've actually played before. When I was in the Army, I got to Fort Polk, Louisiana, my first station out of basic and airborne school. And but when I was in Fort Polk, I first got there, and I'm looking to make friends, and this guy's like, hey, man, you want to play rugby? I'm like, okay. Never played before, and I think I played one match. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I think I got the shit kicked out of me. But nothing before or since, you know. But I'm going to Ireland. I know I want to learn sports in Ireland because I love my sports in the United States, and fucking specifically in this order, baseball and football. If you're talking about the Lions, that might be first. And we'll talk about that fucking team coming up later in the show. And then basketball and hockey are the primary ones. But I'm going on to Ireland specifically, and then hopefully more to Europe and learning more about sports over there, you know? So today we're going to learn the rules to rugby. Courtesy of who? Who did this video? Mr. Animate. Or Animate. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But the following video, rugby rules and regulations explained how to play rugby. Okay. And I think this is like an animated sort of video explaining, which, hey, you know, I'm pretty limited as far as my learning capabilities, so I need all the help I can get. Let's keep it basic. Keep it simple, stupid. How to play rugby.
We're going to talk about a real strenuous and rigorous sport, rugby. Objective. In the rugby game, 2 teams compete against each other. The team with the ball is required to move the ball up the field in phases of play. Keep in mind that the ball can never be passed forwards, but players can run forwards with the ball or kick the ball forward to chase it down and score a point. The opposing team needs to stop the attacking team by tackling and trying to retain the ball.
Why are they showing dudes with American football helmets on? It's confusing me. I'm like, what are we learning here? What are we learning?
The team that scores the most points wins the game. Games may end as a draw. Rugby basic rules.
Okay.
1. The game consists of exactly 80 minutes, which is broken down into 2 40-minute halves with 10 minutes rest in between. 2. Both teams
80 minutes sounds like such a random, like a random, time for, I get 2 40-minute halves. That's kind of rad. That's a lot of playing time in between breaks, man. You know, it takes me a lot to get, I can't get into soccer as much as I've tried. And I've been to matches in the United States. I know it's not the same as Europe, but the DCFC, Detroit City Football Club, is fairly popular. So I went to that. And it's just like getting into the sport is hard. I can get into the spectacle, but the sport is harder to get into. But that was one thing that it took me a while to figure, wait a minute, there's no bathroom breaks? You know, I got to get some food. I got to get some beer. There's no, call a fucking timeout or something.
Teams start with 15 players and 7 substitutes. 3. Players that have left the
Hang on, my yappiness made me miss some details here.
in
Let's get
between.
back to that.
2. Both teams start with 15 players and 7 substitutes. 3. Players that have left the field are only allowed to return if they've been treated for an injury. 4. If a player is fouled, the ball goes out of play, or a try or drop goal is scored, the game stops. 5. A foul is announced if a team makes a tackle above shoulder height. 6. The defending team must tackle the player by grabbing hold of him and pulling them to the floor. 7. Attacking players must remain behind the ball to avoid being called offside. 8. Players not indulged in play can be in front of the ball but must get back behind the ball before they again interfere with play. 9. The moment the ball goes into touch, a line out is called. 10. 7 players are allowed to enter a line out, and any of the players can be lifted in order to catch the ball being thrown in. Both teams can compete to win the ball. 11. If the player manages to kick the ball through the top section of the goal, a successful conversion, penalty, or kick at goal is awarded. If a player is unsuccessful, the ball is still in play until it crosses one of the boundaries of the playing field. Scoring. A team can score a point in one of 4 ways. 1. 5 points are awarded when a player places the ball down in their opponent's dead ball area behind the goal. 2. A free kick earns 2 bonus points if the ball passes between the upper post and the top bar on the goal. 3. In case of an infringement by the opposing team, a penalty kick will gain a team 3 points. 4. A drop ball can be kicked out of the hand as long as the ball bounces first and can earn a team 3 points. Rugby field. The field is 100 meters long.
I'm not going to lie when I say that I am 100% confused. I mean, I'm paying attention, I swear. But I'm like, what? What? They're just... Let's keep going.
And 70 meters wide, with a minimum of a 10-meter dead ball area. The H-shaped goal is 6 meters wide, with no restrictions on height. There are the following markings on the field: a halfway line, 5-meter line, 22-meter line, 10-meter line, and a dead ball line. A center spot for restarting the game after a try, penalty, or drop goal has been scored. That's it, folks. This is all you need to know to get out on the field and start playing rugby. Remember,
I mean,
hard work
allegedly,
and
it's all I
persistence
need
is
to know.
crucial.
You know,
Share
allegedly,
your first experiences with us in
it's
the
all I
comments
need to
down
know.
below.
Let me
If you like the
fucking
video,
save
hit the like
screenshot
button. And don't forget
make
to
this
subscribe to our
video
YouTube channel.
shut the fuck up. Rugby rules screenshot. Can I just have somebody who knows rugby come on and we can watch some highlights together and you explain shit to me? I learn way better that way, you know, more hands on. And hands-on is not going to include me actually playing it, you know? It seemed very confusing, just the like different ways you can kick the ball through the uprights. I'm not sure. I love how you moving the ball forward, you can't have players past the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? You have to move the ball laterally, but then move it forward as a team. I love that little rule. I think that's super cool. And also, I am fairly convinced that if the NFL, American football, were to switch it up to more like rugby rules as far as like the head contact, the penalty for, tackling above the head, which they kind of do now. But if you focus more on actual tackling, like rugby tackling, rather than hitting as they do in the NFL, you would remove a lot, because I don't think rugby has a lot of those fucking head injury problems. I'm sure they do have some to some extent, but I don't know what the like CTE statistics are for rugby players or anything like that. But I really feel like if the NFL went to something more like that, it would reduce that stuff quite a bit. But then again, because it's just a different game than American football. American football, you have receivers fucking going downfield and balls going like this, and fucking defenders crossing at high fucking rates of speed, which I know still happens in rugby. Maybe I just need to sit and watch some rugby, and I think I will. I think I'm going to go through the Ireland team for the World Rugby. Is that right? World Cup. And so many words? Yes. All right. We're learning rugby, you guys. Fuck in A. Also, now it's time for effects. Let me grab my microphone here. I'm trying to fucking figure out. Oh, now I'm muted. My effects are muted. It's time for fun with effects. I've never used effects before in this entire fucking history of this board. But I don't even know how to fucking effects. Here we go. Let's try this out. Check one. Check. Nope. Check. You punch it in like that? No. I'm just trying to fucking make effects happen here, you guys. Maybe we won't be able to have effects for this. Do I even know how effects work on this fucking board? Let's find out. Come on. Check. No, let's not do that. Let's try this. Check. Let's do this. 20. Try to make this fucking happen. Check one. Check. You guys, I don't think effects are going to work. But this fucking bit is still going to work. Why can't I get effects to work? Probably because you didn't fucking practice. You didn't figure it out ahead of time, dickhead. If I ever have a problem, that's the biggest one. Just fucking do it on the fly. See what happens. But I was talking to a couple friends, and during this conversation, I'm trying to remember how this came up. Oh, the one buddy goes something to the effect of, I'm just going to go home and rub one out. Dude lives alone. Like, I'm just going to go home and rub one out. That's the thing that dudes say to each other every once in a while, I'm just going to go home and rub one out. And the other dude is like, oh, I get it. Have fun. This particular instance, the other friend, it was female. And she's like, what did you fucking say? Did you say you were going to rub one out? Yeah. All right, well, don't say that shit ever again. And this was normally, because the people that I was involved in this conversation with are not people that I normally have these types of conversations with. But my fucking first instinct, my first thought was, rubbing one out here. I live in the fucking no boner zone. The no boner zone. It's fucking hilarious. It is hilarious living with your parents at How old am I? I'll be 40 fucking 8 in just about a month. And I just moved back in with them. On the upside, think I'm finding a place here soon, hopefully, in some way, shape, or form. But moving back in with the folks in your mid to upper 40s is a real fucking dick punch, man. Not even the fact that, you're an independent, fully grown male or a human, fully grown adult, having to live at home. And the fact that there's no fucking way I'm even getting close to a boner. Even if I was talking to any young woman on a text or anything. But I bet you it's been a while since I've got like boob pics on phones. It's been a while. I talk about my on-purpose celibate lifestyle every once in a while where I'm just staying single and working on myself. And then once I get to a point, hopefully in however long, then I'm like, okay, then I'll date and maybe we'll settle down at some point. But it's so funny right now because even if I were to get like boob pics or, be talking to some chick or whatever, if for any, and there hasn't been, but even if there was one little hint of like sexy talk or anything like that, it's just like, in this setting that I live in, there is no fucking, not even like an incidental brush and touch in the shower leads to anything. It's like, nope. I live in the fucking no boner zone. I wish I had fucking effects for that. The no boner zone. Oh, it's funny and kind of sad. Hey, it's time for fucking international shout out. First of all, man, just whoever is, first of all, checking the podcast out in areas like Brazil. Thank you. If you are checking the podcast out in places like Brazil, throw me a comment, a message on somehow, somewhere, social media, whatever. Let me know where you're listening. Let me know your name. I want to know you, man. I want to learn from you. I want to know why you're checking this podcast out. I mean, that's not weird, right? I thought it was weird when I'm like, I got a bunch of fucking downloads in Brazil. I'm getting more downloads in Ireland and Spain. What? I have people fucking listening in the UK? Oh my God, that's crazy. It was so funny the other day. My phone rang. And I was like, usually I don't ever answer the phone if it is somebody I don't know, but there was something about this particular call. I'm like, I'm going to answer this. They're like, hi, Nathan? Yeah. Oh, hi, this is so-and-so from Loom in Kalkaska. How are you? I'm like, well, how are you today? Well, Nate, you just won a $200 shopping spree to our fine recreational marijuana store in the bustling metropolis of Kalkaska, Michigan. And I was like, no shit. Yeah, but the only caveat is you got to spend it all at once. I'm like, well, that won't be a problem. And I went in there. I think I got it a few weeks ago. I went in there the other day, and it was fucking glorious, man, because I had already bought. Like, at a good deal and, like, this really nice, like, Jenny Kush fucking ounce of Jenny Kush for like $40, a great deal on that. And that stuff lasts me forever because I usually take an edible at night and I smoke a little bit at night when I get home. But then I've really cut down the amount of smoke for sure. So I don't really go through that much. So it was like, man, what am I going to do? I already have all the things I really normally have. Let's go all out, man. And I was like, got all these fucking deals on pre-rolls and all these fucking new rad edibles. And I'm like, well, I'll get a brand new pipe too. So I got a fucking fantastic deal from Loom and Kalkaska. I don't know, what was it, like the Fall Fest raffle or something like that? And I'm like, I don't remember entering anything. I think all you got to do is just, be a member. That's the thing too, where like there's actual rewards. There's like a rewards club member for weed. And it's fucking fantastic. So I did that. I felt great about myself. Working with a fantastic strawberry cough infused pre-roll today. So thanks a lot to that guy. I can't remember his name at Loom, but he fucking was a stand-up individual. Man, that was one thing too when I was at Loom last time, where, you know, it's legal in Michigan. But every once in a while, the federal government likes to fuck around, you know. Clearly, it's still illegal in the country, federally. But what do? It's just fucking some mad sabotage. We're like, we're going to take your ability to use funds. I go, because usually you can pay with a debit card at the weed store. You can't use a credit card because that's, the FDIC is involved, so you can't do that. But you were able to use a debit card and use the debit card as an ATM machine. Well, the federal government recently, I go in there last time, and they're like, oh, man, I don't think your card's going to work. They've been cracking down on the banks here. And I'm like, nope. Well, luckily, they had a fucking ATM there, and I was able to just pull it out of the ATM and just pay for it there. But I'm just like, man, they really are just fucking, at this point, they're just still stuck on the reefer madness, man. It is hilarious. I did see something about Massachusetts challenging the federal weed constitutionality. Is that the right word? I think so. And I'm like, can we fucking please? You know, you fucking old curmudgeon fucks that have been in charge forever and are just kicking and screaming at the very idea that that works. It's like, I don't want to say, because I have no proof, that new study that weed causes severe heart disease. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll take one for the other. You know what I mean? All the other shit I put in my body on a fucking daily basis in this country, from food to drink to all sorts of shit, all sorts of chemicals you're putting in your fucking body, all sorts of things. I'm not worried about fucking having a heart attack because I smoked fucking weed. God. I'm not saying, because again, I don't have any evidence that it's some manufactured fucking, what do you call that, medical report? Yeah, well, I love that I saw Cheech and Chong on Instagram. Oh, the fucking, this study says that weed gives you heart disease. Don't believe everything you read. I loved it. So anyway, thanks, Loom. You know? We need those people, because fucking the feds are just fucking us, man. Anyway. I think that's it, you guys. On the podcast today, it was super fun, and this is definitely the way that we're going to be doing this podcast from here on out, I think. I don't know the frequency of which, you know, I did mention before that, you know, winter's coming on. I do have a line on a place, perhaps. I can't even really describe to you the frustration with trying to find a place right now in this market for something relatively fucking affordable. It's almost impossible. But I found a line on a couple halfway affordable places, and if I can get a new Smith hole, I'll be down for that. But I just thought this was a good way. You know, the podcast has been lacking. Let's just put it like that. The living situation has done a fucking number on the confidence. And, you know, I need to make it fun. I need to be creative with what I'm doing. And again, when you feel like there's just dick punch after dick punch after dick punch, it's hard to be creative, and it's hard to fucking talk about the things in life, like the no boner zone. But you just gotta fucking win. I am a firm fucking believer, man. And you need to hear it from your people. You gotta, you know, when you're having doubts or you're getting dick punches, talking to your people to get some really good sound advice helps too. So thanks to all those involved. Been way too long since I've done a podcast. I was sitting here forever, just trying to, when I say forever, not today, just sitting here in general for a long time, just trying to figure out how I wanted to change this thing up and what I wanted to do and how I could fucking just jumpstart myself, break through myself, and just, rather than worrying about, how well the podcast is doing or, how many downloads it's getting or anything like that, dude. You fucking do the shit because it's fun. You love doing it, So forcing that creativity and formatting the podcast more like a radio show, for lack of a better term, not necessarily all of the weird, dumb shit that I was talking about on the radio, or that you got to get, fucking 25 things to talk about during the course of a show 5 times a week, 6 times, 7 times, depending on how many goddamn shows and stations you track on. You know what I mean? But with the songs and with the stuff to talk about and things like that, and just making it fun and bringing that creativity, hopefully some sort of creativity into things, just trying to jumpstart. That's really all it is, man. So this is the way the podcast is going to be from here on out. I hope you dig it. Still going to be dropping reactions and album reactions and all that thing. I got some cool ones planned here in the next week or so to get recorded and get up. And I have a bunch of fucking reactions that I've already recorded that are going to get up too. It has, it's just been a fucking, it's been a go, you guys. So this is the way the podcast is going to be from here on out. I'm shooting for 1 to 2 a week because I want to get them out. I want to do this, man. Yeah. So, thank you. I had a blast today, and we're going to shoot for another one later in the week. Thank you. Until next time.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye. Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch! Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. I love y'all very much. Peace out. Good night, ladies. Good night, sir.
What the hell? Everything!